And welcome to the TMC Newsroom. Thanks for watching us today. On our program is George Waller. He's the EVP of StrikeForce. Hello, George.
Thank you for having me.
We're thrilled and delighted, and I thought a good place to begin a chat about your company was to just define a little bit about what you're doing.
Well, at StrikeForce, we make two products that help prevent the identity being stolen. One product is specifically for consumers. One product is specifically for corporations to buy. It's similar to like banks, to deploy out to the consumers. But the product that I like to talk about the most is our latest innovation, which is a product called Guarded ID. And it's an anti-keystroke logging technology. See, in today's world, antivirus, while it does a good job, it doesn't stop everything. And now that we are all using social media sites like MySpace, Facebook, Twitter, it's very easy to get deceived on those sites by people that you think that you know, and you click on their like button. And meanwhile, there's a lot of fraudsters putting keystroke loggers up there. And when you click on that button, it instantly downloads Trojan software to your little application that now, whatever you do online, it steals all those things. Like when you go online and you bank, it steals your username and password. If you go online and use your credit card to pay a bill, it steals your credit card and your CCV2 number. If you go online and fill out an online application, it steals your entire identity. So what we did was we built this product called Guarded ID, which sits on your computer. It's a little application, very inexpensive, and essentially what it does is it encrypts every keystroke at the point of inception. When you put your finger on that key, we are actually encrypting it. We're the first company that ever we built the world's first keystroke encryption technology.
And that works with which operating system?
It works with Windows today. We are working on a Mac, but today it's for Windows. And it
all
works,
Windows versions?
Yes, sir. All Windows version.
So did you have to work with Microsoft on this? I mean, were you able to get low level? You did. Okay, that makes sense. So you get low level down there. It's interrupt driven, I would imagine, right? There's an interrupt that's
even below that.
Below the interrupt. Wow. Okay. So you get down there, you get that information, you encrypt it, and then there's a layer where I guess you have to be a trusted program to be able to unencrypt. Is that how that works?
Yes. And we are accepted by Microsoft. We are a trusted program. And we basically encrypt the data at the very point of inception. Then we carry the data through our own data channel, our own encrypted data channel, up to the actual application. Then we decrypt it and we tuck it into the application. So if there are keyloggers that are sitting anywhere in your stack, they can't see anything.
Okay, so that would force a writer of a malware program to subsequently have to do screen captures, I would imagine. That would be another way. And then the screen captures wouldn't necessarily work either, because a lot of the banking sites, in fact, most of them, I've noticed you can't even see your password. So
they obfuscate it.
Right, so you really have no way to get that. And I'm just trying to think of, as a malicious software writer, what would that person have to do to get that information? It seems like once it's transmitted, well, unless they get it from the IP address or get it via the IP stream of packetized information going back and forth, that they're really not going to be able to get access to this.
But your point of the screen capture is actually, in fact, a great point. That's one of the newest things that we just did, is we built an anti-screen scraper in there, so that as soon as you boot your computer, our technology is encrypting you from the Windows login or the domain login if you're logging into your corporate network. And in everything that you do on that computer, if you're in Word, you're in Excel, think about the wealth of in your email account, right? I'm in Outlook, I'm in a corporate email account, I'm typing, emails to, other partners and sending financials. If I'm a consumer and I'm logging online to do my banking, we encrypt everything on the computer itself and then also through your browser. And our latest invention, our latest feature is our anti-screen scraper. And so now the malware writers cannot grab screenshots. So if you're filling out an application online, the whole application is there with your name, your address. And most places that have applications online, they do not have obfuscation built into that application.
Sure.
Obfuscation is where they put the asterisks over for people that don't know, asterisks over the numbers. So they don't have that. This way you can see what you're typing. So what we do is we prevent another application from looking at your application completely.
So it's obvious that everyone who does anything of any importance on their computer should have this sort of technology on their computer.
Absolutely.
It is without a doubt. I mean, it's a no-brainer. We talked a little bit before off camera that people that have some of this malicious software on their computer can have their bank password stolen and have their account cleaned out, and oftentimes there's no recourse.
There is absolutely no recourse. If you have malware in your computer, and there are many cases that people tried in court and lost, that if malware is on your computer and you bank online and your username and password are stolen due to a keystroke logger, when you call your bank asking for your money to be replaced, the bank will say no.
So, hypothetical, I'm a customer. I have your anti-keystroke logging technology, and I have your anti-screen scraping technology.
Built in, right?
So I have these things on my computer. What other ways are there, if any, for this malicious program to access information on my computer that may assist them in taking money from my account? Are there other ways that they can harm the computer or the user?
Well, that's one thing about the cyber fraudsters, right? Cyber criminals. They're always thinking of ways. They never stop. And unfortunately, it is a cat and mouse game, right? They come up with something and people start to figure out how to stop it, and then they build a new prevention for that. Another way that they just introduced is a problem called clickjacking. Most people don't know of the problem out there. It's where they actually embed an invisible link. So they have harnessed the power of invisibility. They embed an invisible link in an iframe. Now, everyone has, there's two ways of using a browser. You can either run scripts or no scripts. If you run no scripts, it drastically alters the way that you use social media websites. You don't see anything, and you're not getting a true experience of what the internet is. And the internet is an incredibly fantastic technology and medium. So it's great that we can use it, but the malware writers have factored that in, and they say, all right, we can hit people when they go here and here and here. So one of the newest threats is clickjacking, where they'll actually take an invisible object, stick it inside of a link, and then or in an iframe. Now, when you go to read an article, look at a website, within there can be invisibility over another link. So you want to read that link, you're going to click it.
If I can, there's a tremendous amount of infected websites out there. I mean, the last numbers I saw were pretty staggering. I mean, there's 5 to 10%, maybe even more. There's a lot of infected websites. A lot of times there's SQL injection attacks where someone takes control of that web server and then is able to do some of the things that you're talking about. Is that what we're talking about, where someone, or there's another way of doing it besides?
Yeah, I can't address the SQL injection yet. It's on our roadmap to look at it. We're talking about locally on your PC, that if there's a clickjack, if you go to a malware-infected site, one of those bad sites, a lot of malware sites are purposely developed to give out good content, but when you go in there to get that good content, it's actually written by a cyber criminal, and then when you click on that link to read that content, look at that picture, or watch that video, you don't realize that there's malware coming down in the background, right? So what we do is we actually see that there's an embedded link over that link.
I got it.
All right, and then we'll unhide that link, because you don't realize that link is saying download this executable.
Right.
Because you still have to download certain things.
Sure, understood. So really it's the malware that then puts it injects the iframe into the page as it downloads, right?
It's the site that injects the iframe, and then it's the iframe that there's a link, and then over that link there's an invisible link. And that's actually pointing to another website that says download this right now. And so you click that link, and the first thing it does, it says, play the story that he wants to see. Read him the story, put it up there, but in the background, do this.
And iframes are crucial online. These videos, for example, if you want to embed this video on another site, we provide you with an iframe, and YouTube has been experimenting with iframes as well. So you really can't get rid of iframes, so you really have to find a way around this problem.
Do you know that, and what you need to do is you've got to run a technology like ours that actually shows you that it's dangerous. Do you know that, you talk about YouTube, I love YouTube, right? Who doesn't? But guess what? You know how much malicious spyware is being delivered by YouTube? All the spyware writers in the world, what are they doing? They're actually hiring directors to create funny or exciting or crazy videos. They put them up there, they get 1 million hits. Which fastest way to actually virally infect 1 million people?
But the malicious content doesn't actually live on YouTube because it's just video being distributed. It's on a site that has embedded.
Bingo. And when that invisible link goes to a third-party site. It's not on YouTube. YouTube is good. YouTube is good.
I want to verify that.
Yeah.
Got 30 seconds left. What's next?
We just built an authenticator for the iPhone and iPad that now allows you to authenticate into your corporation in a safe way. two-factor strong authentication on with your iPhone or your iPad. We've got a whole bunch of other things on the market.
It sounds like you have been looking at a lot of the problems and solving them, and you've obviously got a lot of energy and enthusiasm. So please keep us posted and come back and visit and let us know what's happening.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Okay.